That imbalance, it can create a frustration. Why don't you know how to do this? Why do I have to handle everything? Why are you so dependent on me? Truth is, y'all didn't start at the same line. One of you had a head start in this game. One had to grow up early. The other got space to grow, so they're growing later in life. The key isn't blaming each other like anything else. It's more so understanding the context that the person
was so right about everything he said in this post. Hi, my name is Stephanie John, licensed marriage and family therapist, and this is where I come in. Once again, I see this all the time with my couples. They come from different backgrounds. They go into adulthood differently. And in them going to their adulthood, they often really struggle with having to make this dynamic work when it comes to decision making across a lot of different genres of things. Not only is it important for couples to understand, like Mike said, but it's also important for couples to not feel like the person who's more advanced, their job to teach. It is not your job. Your job as a partner is to, like raising children, have space and witness someone's growth. You can assist. You can advise even. But it is not your job to be their parent. And that is a little tricky for most of us, right? But say if they don't know, but say if the thing is going to impact the whole entire family, right? That's often the concerns that I hear. They just don't, and they gonna get us, be easy. I hear your fears. I hear them. However, if we're going to be in this type of dynamic with our partners, we have to still make sure we're creating a safe space for them to mess up. We still have to create a safe space for us to mess up, because they can follow our lead. And the truth of the matter is, we also had in the wrong decision, the wrong place, because we also winging it, you know? So it is important, or I try to tell couples when they are in this situation, is one, honor their fear of like messing up and what that can do. Also, highlight the fact that this is an adult and they too, like you, need the space to learn. They need the space to mess up. And it is your job, a difficult job, but still your job, to try to create a safe space for that person to land on when they mess up, and not I told you so. Because that I told you so, too many of those, is going to mess up the relationship. It's going to fracture emotional intimacy. So yeah, that's just a little tidbit about that dynamic that I wanted to add.